Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Bus Driver Chronicles. I have with me a longtime friend. He's been here before, but you haven't seen him on video. For those people that don't know you, bro, what is your name and how many years did you work for transit?
My name is Bob. I go by your boy Blunt. I've been with Transit for about 10 years before being placed in retirement.
So we won't get all into that. How you doing? Everything good?
Yeah. A little busy, but yeah.
All right, so it's a new year, and I thought who better than to start the new year here on my podcast and with my old friend, your boy Blunt. So this is the first video of the year. This guy's just to let you know, Bus Driver Chronicles. You could watch the videos only on Spotify, or you could listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcast. So if you want to watch the video, make sure that you are on Spotify. This podcast is just to show you guys that bus operators can be human too. We have different questions starting this year. Some of them will be a little more on a personal level, so we could get to know each operator, not just on the job and the experience. We'll start by asking you, are there any dreams or goals that you're still working on achieving?
Yeah, I mean, I think like everybody else, I have one of the biggest dreams of hitting that mega lotto. I
The
would
dream.
love to be rich and not have to do anything and just do what I want. But no, I mean, my goals is right now is to really hone in on my graphics side gig that I do, my videography. I want to get those down to like a master level so that it's like movie worthy as far as videos concerned, and my graphics is where I could get to the level where it's like promotion ready, where it's like movie quality, where you have the big posters and extravagant stuff. I want to get to that level with those two ventures that I do on the side.
Well,
So
I've
yeah.
definitely seen your videos, and think they're pretty good quality. But I understand what you mean, like more, I don't know, money kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, because but that's a main
Comes
issue.
with it.
Yeah, it comes with it, but it's like for what I'm using right now, they are not trying to brag about it, but they're pretty good. But there are other programs out there that can offer a lot better. But those things cost money, so I have to get to that point where I could afford those things, and then I could do even better. So it's kind of like being restrained a little bit. I'm working with what I got, and I try the best I can with it. I could just imagine if I had access to something like like Disney or something like that. It's like
Mhm.
crazy. It'd be
That would be like over the
yeah,
top, man.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
great.
you definitely a huge goal, and I wish you luck with that. Now you did mention graphics, so you do tees. Go ahead and give yourself a what?
So my tees, like I have my t-shirt business online. You could catch it at well, it's called Spring now. It used to be called Teespring. They just call it Spring now. It's called the Tea Hive. I just started that because I was like really bored at home, and I was like, see if I could come up with some designs for t-shirts. And when I found Teespring, I found out that you can all you have to do is really supply the design, and they take care of the rest as far as the business is concerned. They print it out and they ship it and all that stuff. If there's a problem, they can take care of that on their end. So I figured, and it's free. You don't have to pay them. They take their money off for when they sell your product. And so I'm like, it doesn't hurt to try that. And it's been okay. It's not like I'm breaking the bank with it, but those designs are like, again, they're Fisher Price basically. When you think about it. But the simplicity of it is that a lot of the stuff that I make is a novelty stuff. So it's like it could be sayings that might spark an idea for a T-shirt, or just a funny design. I'm actually working on the design right now. You remember that movie Up, the cartoon
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Up? I forgot the dog's name, but the dog.
Squirrel.
Yeah, exactly. And I was online playing the game, and me and the guy was talking about how the game always have you sidetracked. You're supposed to do one mission, but you always sidetracked on the game. And I'm like, that's a great concept for a T-shirt. So I'm gonna put him on a T-shirt and have the word squirrel, have him looking at like, because he just
That's
never
dope.
could concentrate. So that's the type of designs that I like to put on my shirt. Stuff like that.
Gotcha. Cool, cool. So now let's hit the job a little bit. What was the most challenging part of the job for you?
The most challenging part of the job is the turnaround. There's times on the job where you get off at a certain time, And because they have to follow that 8 hour rule in between, that's what they give you is 8 hour rules for that 8 hours in between. And they don't factor in the fact that you might have to travel home, take a shower, take a dump, eat, and then get some sleep, and then get up and do some of that stuff in reverse, and then come to work. That's not factored in. So even though you get the full 8 hours, you're not really utilizing all 8 hours resting. You're doing a lot of stuff in between. I mean, you really like using like 5 hours. So you
If
have
you're
to come
lucky.
back. Yeah, you'd have to come back, and then you got to jump on the bus. And if you have a straight run like the 68, that can be really challenging because that rocking motion and you just going straight, it kind of sets off your internal instincts to go to sleep because that rocking, it mimics of when you were in the womb, and it makes that puts you to sleep. So it could be very challenging to do that. And if you have to do it back to back, your body, when it comes to sleep, it's like a credit card. You could charge it up, but at some time the bill comes due. And when your body's like, listen, I'm done, there's nothing you could do. You could be behind the wheel and all of a sudden you done zoned out. And accidents can happen that way. So I think that's like the really most challenging. Some people may say that dealing with the public is the most challenging thing. I just enjoyed that part. That was like, if I was a comedian, I would just write a lot of that stuff down because it was just hilarious, the things that people would do and say. So, and I love driving, so it just was eeasy for me.
So
But
your
just, I
challenge
think
was
that's
basically
sleep
staying
part.
awake.
Yeah, the challenge was basically staying awake. I mean, it got to the point where I was taking no dose,
Mm.
or I was doing the Red Bull for a little while, but I was drinking them so much that my heart started fluttering. So I had to leave that stuff alone. I couldn't do that. So I just, did my coffee. Or I do the old trick where, hey, what's that noise? Jump out the bus and go to the back and kick the tires while I'm just
Oh,
trying
shit.
to, yeah, trying to wake up, because you're getting tired. Yeah. I'll mess with the mirror a little bit. Just get
And you might have your regulars to be like, this guy's doing that shit again. He's just tired.
again. What kind of buses does he get? Like,
He's always kicking the tires. Doesn't tell him he wants to close the bus out.
I mean, I got to do what I got to do to stay up.
For sure, for sure. What changes did you experience in the city and its transportation system during your career?
I think the city just got more crowded. The worst change that came up was these bicycles. My God. They gave these bicycles so much leeway and put so many rules in place for them that they think they own the road. Now, I get that you should have the right to ride your bicycle and stuff where you want, but at the same time, you're going against a 20-ton vehicle. Who you think is going to win that battle? But some of them act like they just don't care. Like, you better not hit me. It's like, dude, if I hit you, you gone. And they just cut in front of you. They give you the finger. They cut you off, but they give you the finger, and they just, or they'll stop short in front of you, just like regular cars do. They'll stop short in front of you. It's like those buses don't stop on a dime.
Yeah, it
If
reminds
I
me of
ever
that movie Jackie Chan with what was it? The guy, the black comedian,
Chris Tucker,
Chris Tucker, or the guy uh dies and he's like, he ain't coming back to part two.
right? Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't coming
It's
back.
like they don't understand that.
Yeah.
And usually, like if something like that happens, and I end up pulling up next to them, I'll be like, "Listen, man, you almost died." Then they'll give me the beef. I say, "Listen, if this thing hits you, the only thing that's gonna be right there is your shoe, and you gonna be like 20 blocks down, dead." I said, "You won't sue me, but your next of kin will. That's okay. They take the city to court. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I might lose my job, but I'll be still walking this earth. You won't." They don't think about that.
Wake up call. What was your favorite part of the job? I think you mentioned something like that.
Yeah, that's just driving. I love to drive. Two things in this world that I love to do: walk and drive. That's like you know, my inner core. Walking and driving was my two favorite things to do. Working at the depot, it allowed me to do both of them. I don't know if you remember, people. When I used to do the B9, I would walk from the depot, from the relief point. I would walk from, was it Bay Ridge
There's Parkway,
Parkway? Dick Bay Ridge Parkway.
75th Street.
Yeah, I would walk to the depot
The
when I
depot.
got off.
So he
Yeah,
was no 75th Street, and he would walk all the way to 39th Street.
right. Yeah,
That's a long
just
walk.
it's a nice, but it's a nice walk. I loved it. You
Shit,
know, I
I
you
would
know
walk
I
from 50th Street to 39th, and I'm still like,
no, it's a nice walk. You get in your thoughts. You look around, people living their life. You enjoy yourself. It's a great walk. I used to love to do it. Then I would go to the gym after that, and then go home. But
nice, nice.
Yeah, when I hit the 9, I would do that. I kind of like picked it just for that reason. One, I got off early. I got off at like o'clock. I would get off and I'm like, all right. I mean, honestly though, walking to the depot, I think maybe 2 or 3 buses past me. That's it. So I might as well walk. I mean,
Mm.
almost the same time getting
And you
there.
didn't look back to catch it. You just kept on walking.
Yeah, let's keep walking. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
used to
me
love to do
actually.
that.
For your closest friends, what three words would your closest friends use to describe you?
Oh shit, I don't know. Asshole. I don't know. I have no
You're
idea
coming
what
out
they
as a
would do.
different person as an operator. Now you're saying that they would call you asshole.
Yeah, but they don't mean it in a derogatory way.
Okay.
Even my brother, my brother, he calls me an asshole because I like to crack jokes on shit. Sometimes the shit don't be funny, and I still crack a joke on it, and then they
Okay.
make them laugh, and they get mad because they laughing at it's funny. It's funny to me.
You got two other words, or just that one?
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you what they be thinking about me. I think maybe brother. A lot of them consider me family, because we're so close. Not a lot of people, but a couple of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could have any celebrity ride your bus for a day, who would it be?
Any celebrity, I would like to renew my conversation with what is her name? Lauren Hill. I thought she was very sweet when I met her. We had great conversation. I would love to just have her ride my bus
On
for the
the
day.
bus?
Yeah.
She was on
No,
the
no,
bus?
no, no. I didn't meet her, but I met her at my previous job before transit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had met her a long time ago before even my daughter was born. I met her in Brooklyn. She was shooting a video over by Fort Greene, and I was walking down the block, and we just happened to be walking in the same direction. And I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing? She said, hey, how you doing? We talked for a few bit, like I was kind of like we knew each other, but we did. I didn't know. I was starstruck at that time. I'm like, I'm talking Lauryn Hill.
Hmm.
And then I met her again a few years later at my job, and she actually remembered me, which I was like super pumped. Like,
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I remember this guy.
yeah. So we kind of like picked up on our conversation and we talking. So I would love to like chill with her. She seems really cool, down to earth.
Okay. Okay. If you could go back in time to talk to your teen self, what would you tell him?
Don't buy that motorcycle. Yeah, that would be like, don't do it. Or not even that, because that was something I always wanted to do. I would tell him to take the bus that night or that morning, take the bus. But I was worried about being late, so I was like, all right, let me just go. I mean, it wasn't like I was speeding or anything, but I could have taken the bus and I just decided to ride instead. So that was a big mistake.
Right, yeah, yeah. What advice would you give to anyone who's just starting out as a bus operator?
Oh boy, this is some terrible times to be in there. But the job is the job. You focus on the job and go home. It's probably the main thing. But the union is not unioning right now. So for the first year, just worry about learning how to control your bus. Forget about the time points. Just learn your routes and learn how to effectively control your bus. Now, once you get that down, and you can start worried about picking up on your time points, but really focus on driving safety and learning the rules. You have to learn these rules because they're changing and people are just not implementing what's in place, and so they're getting over on you without you even knowing. So yeah, definitely get involved with your union, but wait for after that first year. Right, that first year, just concentrate on learning how to maintain and handle your bus safely. Forget about the time points. Just drive from point A to point B. Learn your routes, and I think that'd be cool. And don't just remember, you might meet good people that you may consider to be your friends later on, but don't be so quick to call everybody your friend. because they're not. Some people just there to go home to get paycheck and go home. So just be careful about that.
That's true. That's true. That's good. Definitely good advice. I got one more question for you. Um, who who has been your biggest role model?
In life, general,
Yeah.
my biggest role model. I don't know if I ever looked up to anybody um as a role model. I kind of look up to like fictional characters more than I look up to people in real life as role models. Like as how
Godzilla.
I huh?
Godzilla, you definitely got to look up.
Look, look, look.
Oh shit!
Hold on a second.
Oh,
Hold on
that
a
was
second.
funny. That was perfect.
Onisha, I'm gonna call you right back. Okay, give me a second. I'll be there in a minute. All right, just hang out. All right. Onisha's in the studio.
Oh yeah, folks, we do a show every Monday at 7 p.m. I guess I gotta plug it. Two Trains of Misfits on Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to go check it out, go check that out. We're actually gonna be live on. It's not gonna be on tonight, but check out Mondays at 7. One more question. I had one more question.
Mhm.
Can you share a memorable story that happened to you while in service?
I mean, how much time do you have? But
Yeah, we
I
don't
think
have.
one of the most memorable, and I might have said this before. One of the most memorable things that happened to me in service. Um, when I was on the B16 going down 86th Street, and I pulled into 4th Avenue, still heading towards Bay Ridge, and at the light, I pulled in at the light. Right now, this is a stop where this lady would come on every day. Not trying to fat shame her or anything, but she was a heavy set lady, really big, and I guess she would ride it because it was just too much for her. But she would get on at 4th Avenue and then get off at 3rd Avenue, one block. But that block is pretty long. But she get off and walk, and so I used to be like, man, why don't she just walk the block? For the time it takes for me, because I was late at night, so it's like she has to be waiting a long time for me to arrive. She could just be where she's gone already. But that's neither here or there. But I remember sitting at the light and waiting for the light to change, and I see this lady, um, a jaywalking, right? She's going diagonally to. I'm on the near side. She's going to the far side of 4th Avenue, and that's a pretty wide intersection.
Mm-hmm.
And she's jaywalking, but I kind of thought she was dancing. So I'm like, oh, look, she's happy. I'm thinking she's happy because she was like, I'm like, oh, she was on beat and then rhythm and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I wonder why she's jaywalking though. Nobody going to say nothing about that. And then when she got to the corner, bloop, she fell. And I'm like, wait, she was falling the whole way.
Just like trying to
Yeah,
balance.
that's when I put two and two together.
Oh
I
man,
put two and two together. She wasn't dancing; she was falling the whole way. I was like, "Oh my god!"
she was
It was like
falling or
people
starting.
helped her up, but yeah, I mean, she did it. She was like, I'm like, "Oh, like she doing her thing," Like, and then when she went blue, I was like, "Wait, oh holy!" I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she was falling." Yeah, and I didn't even recognize it. I think that was one of the most funniest ones.
Poor thing. Poor thing.
Yeah.
That's all the time we'll take today. Blunt, thank you for joining me on our first 2025 podcast episode of Bus Driver Chronicles. Folks, again, catch us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you, Blunt.
All right.
Catch you on the next one.